Okay, so now I'm back with the Synastry video of partner sun in the other person's ninth house or your sun in your partner's ninth house. Does that make any sense? I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over again. Well, with this particular Synastry placement, okay, okay, this placement is usually best between that two people in a relationship to where there's an age difference. There's either an age difference or there is a letting go of the ego in order to understand the wisdom behind an experience. Like two people that's allowing experience to just happen, because here we see a one person play like the teacher and the other person play more of the student role, like the one that's going to be more of the listener. Usually the sun person plays the teacher because it's like the sun person steps into the ninth house, and it, mind you, this could be in a very egotistical way, because the sun is like, okay, yeah, I can come here and I can present you with this information and I can teach you a few things because I'm going to shed the light in areas that you didn't know. Like maybe you didn't even, this is something you didn't learn about. And even if the ninth house person did, the sun person is going to be the one that's expressing their experiences more. And you know what? What's good about it is the ninth house is going to really take in what the sun person is saying, and they're going to value the sun person because of the experiences that they had and what they can teach them by default. That the ninth house person wants to learn more, anyways. The ninth house person wants to experience more culture. You know, they want to expand themselves. They want to learn what the sun person is bringing. And even if they found themselves in life never wanting to learn anything of any other culture or any other experiences from people before, the sun person energizes that part of them that makes them want to do this. But the problem here is sometimes the sun person really does get so caught up in the place or playing a part that they're the ones that's bringing the knowledge and they're the ones that's shining the light and they're the teachers in the situation, and they underestimate the fact that the ninth house person is holding very significant experiences of their own, experiences that, you know what, some the sun person can relate to because they could be feeling or have experienced the same thing in life that they can talk about, that they can share with each other, and that's a very big part of bringing themselves together. But there is a lot that the ninth house person can teach the sun person about turning their lessons and their experiences into wisdom, to say to the sun person, listen, son, listen, honey, you don't have to keep experiencing the same experiences over and over again. You were supposed to learn from that experience, okay? You can go to different places to experience. As a matter of fact, let me show you. Okay, and these two together can go to distant lands, can go visit other cultures, can learn about things together, can be into different types of information, but they can also introduce each other to different religions. These could be two people that come together and they get together and they have different cultural backgrounds, different belief systems, but they are open to the belief system of one person being open to the belief system of the other person, where they may not have even been interested before in some learning about someone else's culture. They just, or belief system or whatever, they're just like, well, you know, them two together expands them, you know, them to the sun person with the ninth house person can all of a sudden say, hey, you know what? I want to further my education. And it could be because the ninth house person, maybe they didn't know that the ninth house person was something more or had higher accomplishments until they got to know them, until they got to talk to them and see, like, the ninth house person open them up to new experiences. And the ninth house person can also really find inspiration again, like, especially where they felt like they didn't have it, especially where they felt like they could have, the sun person and the ninth house person could have found each other when the ninth house person was at a particular low or lost some type of meaning and understanding in life, and the sun person can re-inspire the ninth house person to even wake them up and get them to see there's more to life, there's more to living, to be more optimistic in nature. And it depends on who is the sun and who is the house person, what sign is in, because sometimes the sun person can feel like the ninth house person is trying to make them feel optimistic about something that they don't want to feel optimistic about. It's like, okay, well, let's just let me have the right to my experiences and don't try to make them into lessons for me. Like, I don't want that. And this type of energy can play off of each other. And the sun person can sometimes feel like the house person is really trying to make them become something that they're not, even though the ninth house person is just sharing their experiences. These two also could be very headstrong in what it is that they believe. They can get together as a pair and be headstrong against other people's belief systems and even come up against that. Here you can have like the pastor and the first lady and vice versa, the pastor and the first man. And they can live their life, attached to a particular belief system, and they can have other people follow them because they can really represent what they believe really, really well, to the point of when it is time for them to open up and look at someone else's perspective or spiritual beliefs or religions, it's hard for them to do so. Okay? Here, these two coming together. Now, it's a little bit different from the moon because this is the sun. But these two coming together could show a connection to where you just get each other. And your experiences is what gives you the basis and the grounds and the structures for your relationship. It could just even not necessarily be so emotional. It can be having the experiences that you share, or the same background or upbringing, or the differences in them, but meeting together shows how similar you are. And it can be different cultures or different backgrounds, but then you come together and you see like, dang, you know what? They were way over here in this other culture, in this other background, but they experience life similar to mine over here. And I thought we were so different. Maybe we're not that different after all. But it's a spiritual connection that can connect them together that can be hard for them to pull apart. But inevitably, it can be a situation to where one person or the other or both had to learn something, and they can be sometimes just part or another aspect or part in each other's experience here in this lifetime that shows them wisdom, that helps them grow. So without other aspects, it could lack the emotional stability here, But there's definitely a connection, and it's through a lot of their experiences that bring them together. All right? Now, be careful, because you don't want each other to feel like one person is trying to be the teacher and the other person is the learner. It's really about shared experiences. And if your experiences are extremely different, it's about how can you use your experience to make you wiser in life, to make you both wiser in life. Your experience, how can you utilize your experience to gain wisdom? And this has been Sun in the ninth house, in the partner's ninth house, Synastry. I'm Butterfly Soleil. And y'all know I want to see y'all lovely faces again. Or do y'all want to see mine? Peace.